Hey, it's Phoenix from SuperYummy, and welcome to my first live broadcast on YouTube and Google Hangouts. So tonight we're going to be discussing all the difficulties that we as busy mums face when we try and structure in a health and fitness program or a regular workout program to our busy family and work schedules. So I'll be taking your questions live on air today, and I'm also going to be telling you about my 21-day Christmas transformation program, which you can get absolutely free of charge. You don't have to pay me a single penny. There is a catch, however, but we'll come to that in just a little bit. So bear with me tonight because this is my first broadcast, so I'm not quite familiar with all this, with all the new technology, but it seems fairly simple. So hopefully this will run quite smoothly. Just a quick apology. Well, my son did drop my Mac on the floor today, so the camera is not it's not the greatest quality, but I think you can hear me and you can see me. So hopefully it will all work just fine. So anyway, let's start. So I think one of the biggest problems that I hear from mums, I speak to a lot of you guys every week. I do a lot of free coaching calls and consultations every week. And of course, I speak to my clients on a weekly basis. And I've been doing this for 12 years now. I've been coaching mums, specifically mums, busy mums, to help them fit their health and fitness into their daily lifestyle for 12 years. So I've got a fair bit of experience in this field. Anyway, so yeah, the biggest problem I see is actually trying to find something that works around your life. I think it's very easy to get caught up in the novelty of programs these days. There's so much around. Now we've got social media. It seems that almost there's 10 times the amount of options for us as there was before we had Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and all these things, because we can now do all these things online. But it's very easy to get up in the hype of new programs, particularly when you're following pages like, I don't know, like some of the fitness models, like maybe Body Rock TV. I think David Wolf is a famous one as well. You know, a lot of the health blogs and sites that you see on social media these days. So there's a lot of conflicting articles and opinions that come through those sites, and one day you can get an article telling you one way of exercising is good, and the next day you'll get another article telling you that actually that's a really bad way of exercising. So it's a bit like the Daily Mail now. We actually don't know whether we're coming or going with our health and fitness anymore. We keep chasing the ultimate goals. We want the quick fix. We want the overnight solution, the magic pill, the one thing that is going to finally make all of this fit into place for us. And all the hype that these marketing people try to sell us into these products, they'll hype it up so much. They'll give you before and afters. They'll tell you their product's the best thing since sliced bread, how it's going to work for you when nothing's worked before. And of course, everyone is saying the same thing, and each person is trying to shout louder and louder to get you to buy their thing. We'll always fall for the thing that promises the biggest miracle, the biggest results, biggest bang for our buck, I guess. We're short on time. We're short on mental capacity. We don't want to do a lot. We're lazy. Like, you know, if we could all get away with not training, well, maybe not me because I love training, but if we could get away with not exercising, if we could get away with, you know, just eating junk food every day, I'm sure most of us would do that. However, it doesn't work like that. But, you know, a lot of these products out there, or a lot of these programs are promising you that you can, you know, you can go and have your pizza a couple of times a week and still eat your chocolate and not exercise too often and still get these results. And actually it's sucking desperate people that are in a vulnerable position and feeling like they really need something to help them feel better about themselves, help them build their confidence. And it's preying on those vulnerabilities. And unfortunately, you know, when we've got these busy lives and we're running around after kids and we're stressed out at work and we've got other personal issues going on, it's very easy to fall into that marketing sinkhole almost. So what I want to do tonight is almost kind of debunk these urban myths for you, tell you my opinion on things and what works and what doesn't work, and just show you the way that how I work with my clients, because my clients consistently get results, and a lot of my clients I've worked with for, you know, over 7-8 years now, so they keep coming back to me, so something must be working, and of course I'm doing it myself. Now, for those of you who don't know me, I am a single mum. My son is 7 years old now. It was his birthday just the weekend gone. And I've been working in the fitness industry since 2003. I think I qualified as a personal trainer, so quite a long time now. I've been working online and running my online program since 2008, since I fell pregnant, so also quite a long time. And I specifically work with busy mums. Now, the things that I see working for my busy mums are the things that will fit into their lifestyle. And this is probably the thing that you need to consider as your priority when you're starting a new diet, whether you're starting a new exercise program, or whether you just have a goal that you want to achieve for your body shape or for your health and fitness. You need to find something that is going to fit into your lifestyle. Now, not just temporarily, because it's all well and good starting up a, I don't know, like the insanity programs and things like this. It's all very well and good doing something like that for a short period of time, or maybe you're looking to do one of the detoxes. I know, I think it's the aloe vera one that does a 9-day detox. Great, if you can do it, that's great, but you've got to kind of factor in what's going to happen after that. And this is where people go wrong, because they'll go full force, you know, their novelty factors there, they're motivated, it's promising big results in a short space of time, and they want all this stuff at the beginning. So the first few days on a program, even the first couple of weeks, sometimes up to the first 3 weeks, you're doing really well. Your motivation's high, and even though you're feeling slightly restricted, you're making a lot of big changes in your life. You may not be eating as much. You may be craving foods and stuff. You may be tired from the workouts, but you'll keep going because your novelty factor's there, and you'll see that you're starting to get results. Now, what happens typically when you get to week 3 of any program, it is always week 3, is that normal life starts to, you know, come crashing back in, and you may have things on at work, so you've had to work late, you've not been able to get to the gym. You may have some emotional things going on in your life. You may have, you know, arguments with your partners. Maybe your kids are misbehaving that day. You may have stuff going on with friends and family. So there's always going to be these kind of emotional interferences in your life, and there's also always going to be work pressure, there's always going to be financial pressure, there's always going to be illness to a point. You know, when you're following something like the fitness model programs, we do like 8 to 12 weeks on fitness model programs, and that's training for a specific goal. So that's training for, say, maybe a competition or a photo shoot or something like that. But even on those programs where I've been amongst fitness professionals, models, who are training for competitions, even then, you know, kids get sick, we get sick, we get injured, and it is really difficult to stick to a program for that longer time. So you must be able to factor in the lifestyle pressures in your own life and be able to apply them to whichever program you pick up. And this is what you need to do if you're looking at any programs at the moment. So the first thing you need to do is work out how much time do you actually have in your day and how much time do you have in your week. And it's better to look at this in 2 ways. So I would look at it as in 24 hours in a working day. So what is a typical Monday to Friday working day for you? What time do you get up? What do you have to do in the morning? Do you have to get kids ready? Do you have to leave the house at a certain time? What space do you have in the day? Do you have time for a lunch break? Some people work in, you know, good jobs where they're not allowed to leave the office, where they're not allowed to go out for lunch. How many hours is your job? Do you have to pick up kids from school? All of these things are major factors that you need to consider before you attempt to pick up a new fitness program or start a new boot camp or diet or whatever. And you also need to look at what happens when you get home. So are you picking kids up from school? Do you have to cook their dinners? Are you rushing home through rush hour traffic? If you're thinking about going to a class, what time do you get in the door? How tired are you? Will you have eaten in that space between lunchtime and the time you get in the door? You're going to have energy at that point. So all of these things are really important. Once you know what your day looks like and you've kind of written out this plan, and I know we all know this in our heads, but it's very different when it's in your head from actually planning out on paper. So write out your schedule on your piece of paper. So you've got your 24 hours, you've got your working week, and you've got your full week from Monday to Sunday. So you know what gaps you have in there. And then you can start to see the spaces and you can say, right, okay, well, I know in my week I have maybe 30 minutes on an evening to prepare my meals, or I have 2 hours on the weekend where I have free time for myself, where I can sit down and do the weekly shopping, plan that out, order online, whatever it is you need to do. You'll also start to see gaps in your schedule. If you planned everything out, you know exactly what you have to do, you'll also start to see gaps. So for example, you might be able to put the kids breakfast on the table, and maybe they can get themselves in the shower, depends how old the kids are. Maybe you've got 20 minutes in the morning where they're eating or watching TV or doing something where they're entertained, and in that 20 minutes you can get your workout done. You might use that time for packing lunches. You might use that time for meal prepping. If it's, say, half an hour in the evenings, you might have some time on a Sunday. So once you start to plan out your schedule, you'll start to see these gaps, and then it's very easy to pick up a program. Now, the program that you should be looking for, if you are a busy mum, if you are a busy working mum, you have a hectic family schedule and you have a hectic work schedule, you also need to factor in some social time in there. So whether it's time for yourself, whether it's time to see friends at the weekend or family, all of these things must come into consideration. So you need a program that takes into account the fact that you are a busy family person with a job. Okay, there's no point picking up something like a boot camp that requires you to do 4 or 5 hours a week, because you're not going to fit that in. It's no good trying to get to the gym after work, maybe while the husband's looking after the kids, when actually 3 days out of the 5 you won't be able to get to the gym because your husband's coming home late from work, so that time's gone. So you need to think about stuff that you can do that will fit in with your family schedule consistently over a long period of time, because that is when you start to see results, because it's easy then to make it a habit. So as a busy mum myself, I'd be looking for short workouts. My workouts, I'm a fitness professional, obviously, so it's my job to look after myself and go to the gym. So it's slightly different for me. I do have 45 minutes most days where I can train. However, in the summer holidays, I don't have that. In the school holidays, I don't have that. And I have to get my workout done in 15 minutes a day. That's it. That's all I have time for. And over the Christmas period, it's exactly the same. I only have 15 minutes a day. And I will do that usually just after I've done the school run. But if needs be, school holidays. In the school holidays, I'll do it as soon as we both get up. So River will be sat eating his breakfast, watching TV or watching YouTube as he does, and I will get my workout done in that 15 minutes at the start of the day. Then it's done. It's very easy to factor in that. Meal prepping, I will try and do 2 days a week. So I find I do all of my shopping and my meal planning on a Friday evening or a Saturday afternoon. That's when I have time to sit down for an hour or so and work out what we're going to eat. Now, my meal plans are fairly simple. I'm actually training for competition at the moment, so mine are really straightforward. I know what I'm going to be eating every single day. I try to have between 3 to, well, it's probably about 5 meals now a day. But as a busy mum, I would try and factor in 3 meals a day. So you need to know what you're having for breakfast, and the easiest thing for breakfast is to have a breakfast smoothie or a shake, especially if you're running around after the kids and you're out the door really quickly and you haven't got time for breakfast. I can't stress the importance. It is the most important meal of the day, and I know a lot of us don't feel hungry because we have a coffee in the morning and we're on nervous energy, we're running out the door, we've got so much going on that we don't want to eat. However, if you're not eating your breakfast in the morning, you will find that your energy starts to dip around 2 o'clock, and then you'll be going either for the sugary quick fixes to kind of give you a boost for that energy, or you'll be feeling really tired and you'll be wanting to get to bed. So in order to get your energy levels balanced through the day, it's really important that you have breakfast. Now, I always start with a shake. So I have a protein shake. I use the Sun Warrior protein. It's a brown rice protein. It's organic. It's raw. It's got a full amino acid profile, and there's no nasties in it. I've got a really sensitive digestion because I have celiac disease and quite a few other food intolerances. So that's the one that I recommend. It's really high quality. But other than that, you know, any other kind of plant-based protein is a good one to use. I would stay away from whey because it's really cheap. Whey is produced really cheaply. It will be reflected in the price, and it will affect your digestion. It will make you bloated, and it's just not going to have the effect that you want it to have. So I would get a really kind of nice plant protein, organic brown rice protein, something like that, and blend it up with some coconut milk, almond milk, some frozen spinach, because you can't taste that in a smoothie. So frozen spinach always goes in mine, half a banana, some peanut butter, and I chuck some other bits and pieces in there, some maca powder and some other supplements that I use. The other thing I'd say is really important for us busy mums in the morning is to get some fish oils in. These help with inflammation. They're really good for digestion, but they're a good anti-inflammatory, and they're particularly useful if you are running around, you're a busy mum, and you're maybe not getting as many nutrients in as you need to during the day if you've got fractured eating patterns. So definitely your fish oils and your smoothie for breakfast. Yeah, get your workout done in the morning if you can, just because if you're doing it in the morning, it is out of the way and then it's done. And once that 15 minutes is done, the rest of the day is yours. You feel better in yourself. Psychologically, doing your workout first thing has a major impact on the way that you're going to eat the rest of the day. So you'll then feel hungry, you'll want to have some breakfast, you'll want to eat healthier during the day because you've got this impetus up here that you've already started to do good things for yourself. So that's my recommendation. If you have to do it when you get back in from work, if you're up too early in the morning and you can't do that, do it the minute you get through the door. Have your trainers ready, know what workout you're going to do, and just get on with it and do it, because as soon as you sit down or you make that cup of tea, guaranteed it's not going to get done. So structuring workouts, I would say, you know, make sure you're going for something short that's going to fit into your time frame and that you can get done either first thing in the morning or first thing as you step through the door at night. Meal planning, as I said, I would do that on the weekend, and I batch cook. So on a Sunday, I'll spend a couple of hours and I'll make my main meals for like 3 days. So I tend to buy my meat from the butchers, or Muscle Food is another good one. It's fairly cheap. But I'll buy in bulk. So I'll buy like 5 kilos of chicken in one go, which makes it quite easy for me for meal prepping, because literally I'll marinate all the chicken together. And then all I've got to do is stick it in my slow cooker, or I'll cook it all in the oven in one go. So I'll have chicken on the top, I have sweet potatoes on my middle shelf, and then I'll have something like my Brussels sprouts or roasted veggies on the bottom shelf. And I literally portion that up into containers for 3 days at a go. And it just makes it easy, because when you have those meals in your fridge and everything's prepared, you can do the same with your breakfast smoothie. So just put it in a Ziploc bag, put your fruit in there, your protein powder, whatever it is, and then all you have to do is in the morning is wake up, open the bag, dump it in the blender, dump in your milk, blend and go. So preparation really is key for us busy mums. If you want to make a difference to your body shape before Christmas, if you want to make this work for you, if you want to take the stress away from healthy meals, if you want to take the stress away from getting your workouts done, then the key to all of it is just a little bit of planning. And I know sometimes it can feel like you're almost spending too much time planning, and you know, you've got other things to do, but I promise you, just spending an hour or two at the weekend will take all of the stress out of your week. And you know, when you've got time at the weekend and you're a bit more relaxed, it's easy to fit that in. During the week, when things are going 100 miles a minute, it's very easy to let plates drop. So definitely get everything planned on a Sunday, and then you would batch cook again on a Wednesday. So that's it. That's really how I structure my week. Now, the other important thing during my week is that I make sure I plan in some early nights. Now, I know a lot of mums, you get all your stuff done in the evening, kids come home from school, you put them to bed, you've done the cooking, you want to spend time with your husband. And by the time you sort of sit down, it's like 8, 9 o'clock, and you want to spend like a good couple of hours watching TV. But at that point, your cortisol does start to rise. So after kind of 10 p.m. at night is when we should be winding down. So that's when your TV should be off, your laptop should be off, your phone should be off, and you should be, you know, you can still spend time with your husband, but maybe, you know, just talk to your husband, get into bed. You know, have some time with your husband in bed, or maybe, you know, if you need to read, or do something that's away from electronic devices, because once you start to get into electronic devices after 10 p.m., your stress hormones really start to rise, and at that point, it's your sleep switches off. And you'll find it very easy to stay up. And then when you do want to go to sleep, you're awake, your mind's overstimulated, and it won't let you sleep. Now, as busy mums, it's very important for us to manage our hormones, and especially if you're sensitive to almost up and down hormone cycles during the months. If you find your moods aren't that stable, if you find your energy levels are up and down during the week or even the day, then it's really important to get into a good bedtime routine. Now, mine is always the same. So I'm usually in bed by 9:30. I won't be tonight. But I'm usually in bed by 9:30. I will write in my journal. I will maybe read a little bit, and I will I'll go through my positivity, my productivity exercises. So what I do is I get into bed with River as well before he goes to bed, and we do our 3 good things about today. Is really good for helping us manage our productivity for the next day. I'm teaching him this as a child. I think it's really important. But my 3 good things about today. So 3 positives that came out of my day that I found that worked for me, that helped push me forward as a person, within my business, within my training, wherever it may be, or emotionally. And also I write about 2 lessons that I've learned from that day. So whether that's something that happened at work that I struggled with, or a challenge, or something I found difficult, I'll also try and draw a lesson from that. So I never have a bad day anymore. And I think that's one thing that I try and teach my clients to do, because it really motivates them to stay healthy, focused, and positive the next day, just by doing the simple exercise every night. And literally, it takes 5 minutes in bed. Me and River do it every single night, and then I'll write in my journal later if I feel like I need to. But those are the things that keep me motivated as a single mum. They keep me motivated as a businesswoman, and they keep me motivated, you know, on top of my kind of personal relationships and things like that. So I don't know, hopefully that will help you tonight. I'll stop talking now, because I think I've been talking for a while, and I'll take any questions if you've got them. So just tap them in. I know I had some questions on Facebook a bit earlier on. I know from Jin, she wanted to know about balancing hormones. So I promised to tell Jin about the important thing when it comes to balancing hormones as a woman is we've got to account for contraceptives. I know a lot of my clients, I take off contraceptives, not fully off contraceptives, but I ask my clients to come off contraceptives that have got hormones in them. This can be quite a contentious issue, right? But I don't believe in putting synthetic hormones into your body. They completely disrupt our natural balance as women, as mothers, you know, and as mothers, we're already under a lot of stress and we're under a lot of hormone disruption. So contraceptives do play havoc with your system, and particularly if you are trying to tone up, if you're trying to lose weight, if you're trying to change your body shape, hormones are the underpinning key to everything, right? So if you put artificial hormones into your body, you're already making it a lot more difficult to get yourself into great shape. So first thing I would say is if you are taking contraceptives, you need to be really careful about balancing your hormones. Now, there are hormones in everything that surrounds us. There's hormones in our soap, in our body creams, our shower gel. We get hormones from, I don't know, if you have dairy, you know, meat, all those kind of things. They're all putting steroids and antibiotics and hormones into our body, and we have to learn to regulate these, which is why it's so hard. This is why we have an obesity problem these days. This is why it's such a big problem worldwide. Because there's all this crap going into our systems, and our bodies just don't know how to function. They don't know how to flush these things out of it, to get rid of these chemicals. So there are some really simple lifestyle things that you can do to balance your hormones. As I just mentioned a minute ago, sleep is one of the most important things. So what happens is at 10 o'clock at night is the beginning of a hormone cascade. Now, the hormone cascade is almost like a waterfall. So if you can imagine your champagne glasses stacked like this, like you get at the wedding. So you pour the champagne into the top, and then it fills up all the other ones. But if you can imagine, if someone took out one of those champagne glasses from the bottom of the stack, the whole thing's going to go crashing over. Some people are going to get champagne, some people are going to get none. Or the whole thing might just go to pot. And then the same thing happens with our hormone cascade. So it's important to get into this nightly routine, because at 10 o'clock is when our sleep hormone melatonin starts to rise. Now, as melatonin rises, cortisol should be dropping through the floor. Cortisol is your stress hormone. But with artificial light, with TV, electronics, electromagnetics around us, your cortisol is going to stay high and your melatonin won't kick in. Now, once you've got your melatonin started at 10 p.m, that will be at peak production until 2 a.m. So getting to bed between 10 p.m. and 2 a.m. is really important if you can. I know if you've got babies, then obviously you've got to deal with that. We're mothers, we deal with those years. Eventually you will get your sleep back, but if you can get to sleep during those times. When River was small, I used to put him to bed at 7. I'd wake him up for a feed at 10. So I'd at least get, and then I'd put him back down at 10. So I'd at least get 10 till 1 or 10 till 2 asleep. And those were some of the most important hours. So yes, try and balance your sleep routine. 6 days a week, you want a solid sleep routine where you're getting into bed at a certain time, so you can start your hormone cascade. And that will also control your carb cravings for the next day, because once your hormone cascade is functioning properly, you won't have this overproduction of prolactin, and prolactin is a hormone that will make you crave carbs if you haven't had enough sleep. So hormone balance is really important, and it starts with sleep. The other things that we can do to manage our hormones as women and to balance out all of the kind of the xenoestrogens, they're called, they're fake estrogens that we get from body creams, from contraceptives, all of this other stuff. So the things that we can do to balance those out are making sure that we're getting enough nutrients in, and particularly we want to be eating a lot of vegetables, cruciferous vegetables, because they have what you call it, can't think of the word in it now, but there's a thing in cruciferous vegetables which will help us detox xenoestrogens out of our body. So things like Brussels sprouts, cauliflower, onions, broccoli, garlic, those sort of things are really important. Cabbage to include in your diet every day, and kale is also another good one. Yeah. So if you can include those things in your diet every day, make sure you're getting a lot of those with each meal. So heavy on the veg with each meal. Chuck the spinach and the frozen kale in your smoothie if you can. Watercress is really important. Watercress is probably one of the best vegetables that I've found out of the cruciferous lot for detoxing xenoestrogens out of your body. So if you're struggling with hormone balance, particularly if your periods are irregular or you have particularly sensitive to PMT cycles, that sort of thing, watercress is something I would advise you to get in your diet every day. And the other thing is water. So stay away from tap water. There's so much rubbish pumped into our tap water. It's full of contraceptive, for one. There's a lot of fluoride in our tap water, which depresses our thyroid, and thyroid is responsible for how fast you'll burn fat. So it controls our metabolism. So make sure you're drinking filtered water and getting in your vegetables every day, and eat organic wherever you can. I know it's not possible for a lot of people to eat organic, can be quite expensive, but if you can afford to eat organic, please do that. And just avoid putting chemicals in your body as much as possible. Go for the natural products. Buy the shampoos and the shower gels that are free of like the benzoates and the phthalates and stuff. Buy your bottled water, or even boil water in the kettle and drink it that way. And make sure most of your food is coming from fresh sources wherever you can. So that should really help you, as a starting point. That is kind of the basics of what you should be doing with your nutrition if you are looking to get back into a better shape, or you feel like you need your energy levels balanced, or you just feel like you want to feel more vitality and more balanced in your everyday life. So I hope that helped you, Jin. That was quite a long answer, but it was quite in depth, so there was a lot of information in there. Now, I think I'm going to, I don't know what time it is. I can't actually see on here. Oh yeah, it's been half an hour. So I'm going to cut off now because I don't want to keep you too long. So let me tell you quickly about my 21-day transformation program. Now, you can get it free. Now, normally this time of year, I charge £67 for my 21-day Christmas transformation program. And what we do on this program, it's a 21-day, it's short, it's sweet, but it's designed to help you get into your little black dress without the lumps and bumps, while still enjoying your Christmas treats. So, we are mums, we want to enjoy Christmas. Of course, it's all about the kids. I love going ice skating. And having, the Christmas coffees and the salted caramel hot chocolates, and I want to have the marshmallow and chocolate fountains with my son. I want to make a gingerbread house and, all of those things. I want to go out with my friends and my family and be able to have a drink this time of year. But I also want to look amazing in my little black dress, and the two don't go hand in hand. So what I do on my 21-day Christmas transformation is I take you step by step through your daily nutrition. I teach you how to factor in alcohol. I teach you how to factor in Christmas food and drink without affecting your waistline. I take you through 21 days of short but effective workouts so that we can strip down some body fat, get you looking lovely in your little black dress, and get you feeling confident. And feeling excited about going to your parties and, accompanying your partner to the office do, or whatever it is you've got on. So that's what we do. I coach you daily inside Facebook. So you get me every day as your personal trainer. Now, if you were to do that on a face-to-face basis, it would cost you an absolute fortune. And as I said, my online programs generally retail, the shorter ones generally retail for £67 a month. So all you have to do is give a donation to my charitable cause. Now, this year I am raising money for a super mummy called Jo Smith. Now, Jo, 37, she's got a 5-year-old son called Rudy, and she's from Exeter. Now, sadly, Jo has 2 terminal illnesses, and they will not treat her in the UK. She's terrified, as I would be, and when I first heard about her story, one of my clients emailed me and sent me her story. I first heard about her story, I was heartbroken. I actually cried because I could just put myself in that position. You know, I'm a single mum and my son's 7, and I can't imagine, you know, having to be in a position where I might potentially die and leave him behind, you know. So I feel like I have to help Jo. She needs to raise £70,000 for treatment in Arizona. She's currently in Arizona, meeting her doctors out there. And this treatment will save her life. So all I'm asking is a donation to my charitable fund. You can donate there's no minimum. Obviously the program is 67, so give generously if you can, but you know, even if you can afford a pound will help. And in return, I'm going to gift you my 21-day program. I'll be your coach for the next 21 days, and I will kick you into little black dress shape. I will teach you everything you need to know about maintaining a healthy nutrition plan during your working week, and how to factor in your workouts and everything else. So once you finish this 21 days, you've got it. You know these habits. Takes 3 weeks to build a habit. That's 3 weeks for you. So you're going to have a good solid foundation for when you come back in January. And you'll already have your body there. You won't need to go through any nasty, miserable detoxes. You won't need to put yourself through any pain. You can just go ahead and carry on with your maintenance, which is not painful at all. So yeah, so if you want to join the 21-day program, hit me up on Facebook or send me an email, info@phoenixrain.uk. Or you know, message me on YouTube or Google, wherever you're seeing this live now, and I will send you the link for how to sign up to my 21-day program. I hope you've enjoyed hanging out with me tonight. I've enjoyed hanging out with you, and thank you for watching. I'll be back next Wednesday to answer more of your questions live. I'm Phoenix Rain, and you are becoming super yummy.